Hello, welcome back to another presentation learning. 欢迎回到我们的那个演讲学习。So today, lesson 9, I'll be showing you a few of the presentation example. 今天第9堂课呢，我会跟你们给你们看一下一些演讲的例子。So I hope that through this showing of all these examples, you are able to observe and learn, and so that in the next few lessons when you prepare a script and to the last lesson where you are going to give the speech, you are better prepared. 所以希望接下来的通过接下来的那个例子呢，你可以好好去学习去观察，然后呢，在接下来几堂课中呢，当你准备你的稿子，直到最后一堂课你演讲的时候呢，你会更好的准备。So let's now look at the first example. 现在我们看第一个例子。
Hello everyone, welcome to Public Speaking. Today's first presenter is Ranjit, and I would ask everyone to give him their full attention. Chantal, could you dim the lights, please?
The British imposed a lot of unpopular taxes on the American colonists and didn't let them elect representatives to the British government. In retaliation, the Americans started to boycott British goods. In 1773, Americans in Massachusetts dumped a shipload of British tea into Boston Harbor. This became known as the Boston Tea Party. As punishment, the British imposed laws known as the Intolerable Acts, including the Quartering Act, which made Americans let British soldiers live in their homes. Some of the American colonies created a Declaration of Rights and Grievances, which they sent to Britain, but the British just sent soldiers to the colonies to put down any rebellion. This led to the first battles of the Revolution at Lexington and Concord.
Thank you, Ranjit. I know it's very hard to give a presentation in front of the entire class. Now, would anyone like to offer Ranjit constructive feedback about his presentation? Any tips for what he might do differently next time? For example, were you all able to hear what Ranjit was saying?
Not really. He needs to speak louder and face the audience.
Yes. Great suggestion. Anyone else?
He was reading from his paper, so it didn't feel like he was really talking to us, you know?
Exactly. It's important when you're speaking to look up every sentence or two and make eye contact with someone in the audience. Anything else that Ranjit could do to appear more relaxed and feel more confident?
He could smile more.
Yes, smiling makes us feel relaxed. Oh, and make sure your phone is off before you speak next time. I do have one more suggestion. To connect with listeners, it's a great idea to use a personal story or experience as an example. Can you try that next time?
I think so, yes. Next week, my presentation will be about the causes and effects of stress.
We look forward to hearing it. Ranjit is first up again today, and I look forward to his new presentation. Jorge, could you dim the lights, please?
Good morning. Today I'd like to talk about the causes and effects of stress and how to cope with stress. Stress has many causes, including work or school, life events, changes, or unrealistic expectations of yourself. Some effects of stress include headaches, trouble sleeping, depression, or lack of concentration. I know how hard it can be to deal with stress. Last year, I started working after school to save for college, but I didn't have time to do homework and my grades went down. I had trouble sleeping, I only ate junk food, and I stopped hanging out with my friends. Fortunately, I was able to talk with a school counselor to manage my stress. She suggested that I reduce my hours at my job, eat healthy foods, and get some exercise. So I literally started walking home from school and bringing my lunch. I also asked my teachers for extra help. Now, I feel better. It's important to recognize when you're stressed and to ask for help. Thank you.
Great work, Ranjit. I want you all to reflect on how much stronger today's presentation was. Ranjit looked us in the eyes, he spoke clearly, he smiled at us, and he used a personal anecdote to help us feel more connected to him. Well done.
Thank you, sir.
So as you can see, from the first time Ranjit present, he was actually not confident enough to actually face the audience directly, and he have to read from the script. Also, he was quite nervous, and he wasn't talking very loudly. So the audience was distracted, and somehow they couldn't really focus on what Ranjit was talking. But second time when Ranjit was prepared, and he showed more confidence, the audience focus on what he wants to bring out, the message, and really give him their full attention. So for the second example, I'm going to show you a speaker from Singapore on how he spoke in the one of his competition and how he won the competition with that speech. So let's take a look. OK， 所以刚才呢，如果你们真的去观察的话呢，其实 Ranjit 呢那个演讲者呢，他在一开始演讲的时候呢，第一个演讲的时候呢，他其实是非常的紧张，然后他讲话也蛮小声，然后也一直在看着稿演讲，所以呢，观众呢其实没有跟他有什么交流，也没有办法看到他的表情，这也使得有些观众就是不这么投入在他的演讲中。那相比他第二次呢，演讲时呢，他更自信了，Ranjit更自信了，然后他可以就是对着观众说出他想表达的，那观众也给他很多个那个关注，也非常重视他所做的，所以这就是交流互动。那接下来我要给你们看的例子呢，是一个新加坡的演讲者，他在一个比赛中演讲的话题，他如何用这个演讲的话题来让他赢得那一个比赛，我们先来看一下。
Darren Tay, outsmart, outlast. Darren, outsmart, outlast Darren Tay. All the best.
Hey loser, how do you like your new school uniform? I think it looks great on you. Those were the words of my high school bully, Greg Umberfield. Now, if you're all wondering whether the underwear that Greg used was clean, I had the same question. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow Toastmasters, and anyone, including those watching worldwide, if you are looking at Calvin Klein here, stop staring. My eyes are up here. And this was what Greg told me. He said the best way to deal with inner bullies is not to run or hide. You cannot run away from the bully here. The best way to deal with it is to stand firm, face it, and acknowledge its presence. When you do so, you are no longer identifying with it. You are stepping out and observing it. It's like instead of being out there in the storm, you're now in the house watching the storm. Your inner bully will weaken and fade. I was thinking, wow, that's profound. How come you didn't tell me when I was 14? My friends, I'm standing on stage now before 2,000 of you and many more watching worldwide. But I'm not afraid anymore. I'm in control because I'm acknowledging it. I'm stepping out of it, observing it, and watching it weaken and fade. My friends, let us all not run away from our inner bullies anymore. Let us all face our inner bullies, acknowledge its presence, and fight. Let us all be vulnerable together as a family, supporting one another. Because we can all outsmart and Mr. Toastmaster.
So that's our Singapore speaker, Mr. Darren Tay, who won the World Championship of Public Speaking with this speech. Very entertaining, very confident, and very meaningful in the message that he want to bring across. 所以刚才我们看到的影片是我们的新加坡演讲者 Mr. Darren Tay， 他在这个世界冠军赛的演讲的冠军赛中呢，他就讲了这一句非常短但非常具有意义的一个讯息。那他也是在整个表达过程中呢，非常的有娱乐性，也非常的自信。So with that, we have come to the end of today's lesson. I hope you all learned from these two examples. And in the next lesson, we'll start to prepare your script so that by the end of this whole program, you are able to come up with that presentation. 所以我们已经来到我们今天这个课的尾声。那接下来的课呢，我们会去就是写出自己的稿子，然后在最后一堂课中，我们也可以就是准备好，可以去把我们写出来的稿子演讲出来。Alright, thank you，谢谢。